Hey, GutFoxx here. Today we're going to run through the Tennessee offensive playbook. I'm going to try to do a little scheme here for you guys. The sponsor today are inside zones and verticals. Basically what this scheme is based off of, I watched the DC tournament and that is a lot of what they ran. Alright, PA draw shot. That is a great play for beating cover 4, cover 2 man to get behind that other safety. You want someone fast there. Corner strike's another great one against man. Single back doubles, I don't run it a ton. Z-spot is great for the sail concept for that fly corner and flat table route. But single back doubles I do run occasionally, especially this PA draw shot. If I see somebody coming out in a lot of 4 verts, I can come down into this, but I wouldn't say I run this a ton. I ran it more in 15 when they had the 0-1 trap in this formation in Tennessee, but basically we're looking for to beat cover 4 here with Bryant over the top. We streak Wheaton, we bring Brown in on a square in and bring him a little deeper with a smart route, and then looks like we got deep wide open, and this is how you beat cover 4 and then cover 2 man. It's also great with a speedy guy out there to really get some separation. So let's try and move on to a new play. But before you do, I just want to say that PA shot go, there's a lot of routes like that. I just wanted to show you the what happens when it's run, and if you see somebody run this against you, that you'll not want to go into cover 4, cover 2 man, and you can use the safety there to really take it away from them. But again, like I said, corner strike's good against man. C-spot, that sail route out of the single back doubles. The runs aren't great. Halfback toss is okay. But there it is. Let's, I guess we're going more into it on the sail route as showing the concept here. Do you see that streak route, the corner route, the table route? And yeah, this is all concept stuff I try to drag across just in case. The table route's open now. The corner route's open when that guy breaks. The flat route breaks on that table route there in the flat. So that's basically the scheme right there for how you beat cover 3 is overloading one zone with a corner route. Corner routes are very good, and you can't hot route to corner route. So plays with corner routes like PA scissors here out of the I formation are very good, and you can audible around them. PA max protect, but this is the I form pro. There's a lot of guys out there on the I form pro. Fullback dive strong. That's great if you run a halfback toss. So this I form here in the Titans book is very good. I don't really run with the other ones because that first I form pro had everything you wanted. The strong isn't great. The weak I don't run. Pistol, there's some decent plays in here, but I don't run the pistol. Gun is where I run the majority of my plays out of, and there's 13 playbooks. Doubles weak is the first one I want to get into. Inside zones, obviously the most powerful run this year, but I do not come out into it. I'll come out into something else, and then what's great about the Titans playbook, and it's really the main reason you run it, is because the audibles in it. So if you see this, you can audible to inside run. You can basically this is let's go through this play first. So you see how I got the streak out of halfback, the slant out of Wheaton, and the drag out of Miller. This will be able to distract the zones to get the running back free there for 10 yards or so. This isn't run very much, and this is one that I ran a lot in 15, and it will catch them off guard. And I like to run this off the left side of the line instead of the right because a lot of users are right-handed. As we switch to the inside zone, basically showing you the audible. So they'll use it first to their right, and you'll be able to get that zone basically free. So here is a PA all cross. It's okay if you're looking deep. I just shovel it to Bell. And you'll want to go to the flats a lot in this game because you're going to see a lot of pressure out of players at higher levels. They'll bring in nanos, they'll bring in overload blitzes. Whatever they can do to try to get pressure on you quick. So anything to the flats is always good. Let's go back to this route so you get the slant across the middle, that behind it, and if they user cover that, then the flats is your last read there. And even if they somehow got that flat route on the tight end, which you won't see happen often, but if they do, just huck it deep then. Throw it up if you have the time to. So that's the gun doubles weak, which I do like. This playbook. Strike halfback seam, sorry. It would be a good play to come out in because those C routes beat man, and you can always audible into what I just showed you there. Those are natural audibles to beat things. So here it is against man coverage. Brown's obviously got a route running advantage on everybody in the game, so it says 90 in Kentucky franchise, but that's basically what you're looking for, to throw it off that last break. Or anticipate that last break. Not anticipate, but throw it off the last break. There, he should be able to catch it if you got a high route runner. Sterling Sharp would be great there. Hines Ward's obviously ideal. He's great. And if you're facing man coverage here, this Wheaton, This is something I discovered from the Madden tips, the Z Farrells and S Gibbs. So there's Wheaton. You hitch route and then you smart route, and he's unbumpable, so he will get you 10 yards there. So you just hitch route. Oh, here I did a fly route just to show the C route again, or just to screw around basically. But yeah, the hitch route and then the smart route will get you 10 yards. So there's a few plays out of that, pass plays, and obviously you want to run the ball significantly. I'm not going to show off runs because it's pretty basic. I will show off a couple actually as we get going here. But there's screen in this formation out of doubles week. So there's quite a bit of things you can do out of this 0-1 trap. Don't love it as much as inside zone. So yeah, that is great for this formation. Let's curl flat combo. Oh, let's talk about the curl flat combo. That's always great. I think I get into it here. I recorded this first, now I'm recording over as a voiceover as I kind of just screw around. But curl flat combo is great for beating cover 3 because then their flat route has to choose which one to go to. Gun wide trips halfback weak we'll get into, and then basically on that curl flat combo you read which one they go to and throw it to the other guy. Shovel option is the one we come out in this gun wide trips halfback weak. You don't want to run this frequently because they can user it pretty easily. You can really run it with any quarterback if you catch them off guard. I'm gonna run it with a Roethlisberger, and see how this isn't a great formation because there's 2 R's on the outside. Another thing I learned from Gibbs. In this instance, we would audible to an inside zone because they're weak on the right side. We have more blockers. But see how they easily play this with 2 guys out there? Don't do that if those 2 R's are outside. If 1 R is on the outside, 1 R is a safety, that's when you do the shovel option. But in this case, 4 verts will beat this cover 3. See 1 high safety. You'll take a shot with Brown one-on-one any day of the week. So if you have a stud tall wide receiver Calvin Johnson type, there's out of this formation the halfback angle route out of the backfield's nice. 4 verts. The halfback's always sweet. Wheaton just got blasted, but that's usually a soft zone right there. Those seams if the safety doesn't come and cover that tight end crosser. And the halfback route is one of the most powerful routes in the game. He goes up and to the right, and if you get a speedy guy, a Marshall Faulk type, good route runner, he could get some separation there, and you get some solid pickups there even against man coverage or zone. So I'm getting into a formation here on defense to show off the shovel option. Could have cut it, but here we go. Wide trips halfback weak. And a lot of these things you can audible to and shift formations around. So he's on the outside again, unfortunately. So I'm going to shift the line down. And now when you look, see how that P is on the safety? This is good. So that 1P on the outside guy is going to come down on the shovel. And then you have Bell off the edge. So you're going to try to hopefully take the hit with the quarterback. So if you could sub in somebody like halfback Walter Payton in this mode, for this would be great. Although that gives away to the defense. Hopefully they don't notice it the 1 time or 2 times you run in the game. But yeah, basically you're looking for contact. Otherwise, in that instance, we shifted to the inside zone. Because you always take what the defense will give you. This playbook's great because the verticals defeats cover 3. This will defeat like a really condensed formation with the inside zone. Shovel option will go the other way with it, so you can attack them off both hips so they can't defend just one. Let's switch over to the gun wing trips Titan weak. I love this this formation because the motion 3 plays here. These motions are very powerful, and Owned at Worms has got a lot of good motions plays in his Miami offense. So look for his in the future. I think he'll be posting it on Reddit in a couple weeks' time is what he said. But this motion is very powerful. This you could throw it right here if they're playing off in the zone. If your receivers can get a block, you can pick up some nice yards out of Bell there. And the user will often bite if you're motioning. And then you can switch it up and go to those other motion plays. But here you still got the inside zone. Inside zone split isn't as great as inside zone. But here's the motion. Again, Wheaton misses his block, but we pick up a couple yards. Nothing fantastic there, but it has gotten me 20-plus yard gains on the motion. So let's go, and then off of that, if you show that once, that one motion, you can then go to motion Z spot or motion pump and go. Motion pump and go is that PA shot go play that I showed you guys earlier. That was so powerful getting behind cover 4. So if you run that motion, basically PA shot go play, Brown will get over the top of cover 4. and the user will suck down on the motion, because you can always throw the motion here to Y, but you will just want to wait for Brown to get open as we take a sack from Danny Shelton, I believe. But that is the biggest weakness of this route, is that it takes so long. So let's streak Shazier to get behind and take up the strong safety here in the cover 4. As he drops, the user would probably go after Bell. They've seen it. Shazier's got speed, but we just throw behind it, and Brown is wide open for the touchdown again. So that's another powerful play out of that motion sequence. And then it's also got the sail route on the motion. Or should I say the sail combo route with that flat Wheaton and then streak with Brown that you can get into that corner route, as Wheaton goes a little deeper and beats that flat route there. So that's a powerful formation. And then, I mean, you can always throw it to that Y, and he's got some good upfield momentum there in the flat, because that guy really drops back far. And so look here, we got Bell up to, what is that, 7 yards. 7-yard gain from the motion, so the user will go there. And so the user will have to pick between the corner and Bell, possibly leaving one open, or you could check across the field to a drag coming across, or something of the such. So let's get back into the gun wing trips Titan week. We talked a little bit earlier about the curl routes and the curl flat combo, which is just a great combo to beat, like, say, cover 3 or whatnot. What I like to do here, streak Wheaton, and then that he gets a jam. That guy in the flat route kind of there gets a jam on Wheaton, which is fine because it gives your running back a little bit more room to breathe if they're in, say, a zone coverage where this guy jams that streak route. So Shazier here, obviously he's there for the streak route that I was showing earlier. But he does have some movement there, and that's 5 yards fairly easily, that you can get some little separation out of there for the tight end to get some pickups. So somebody there, you know, like the Darius Green, somebody with speed, maybe some elusiveness would be a good player to put there. But trips tight end, basically one of the, I think I run this and the Y trips the most. But we'll get in the trips tight end. You're basically looking at X spot, PA boot shot, verticals, and inside zone, and then your audibles out of this. So this is the X spot, and again, the sail concept. I don't like how that one doesn't go as deep as I'd like it, and it got jammed there. And sometimes I see some people in, like, man coverage, or some other bump coverage. He runs into the corner route and gets covered easily by the corner at that point. Sorry, the corner route runs at the streak route and gets covered by the corner, but in that case, just throw to Bryant there on the flat. So he's playing a purple route. So what do we do when we see him going back towards the corner? We just check it down to Bryant. And that's going to be a lot of the offense in Madden are check downs. And in the NFL, really. Go short, go short, go short. Don't always look for the big play. But against, I mean, this formation, inside zone, which is an audible, it's easy just to get it. Although we get tackled again by Shelton, who's kind of ruining our day here. But inside zone, verticals, all audibles out of this. And we'll just run it again to show. If you get better blocking wide receiver, somebody like Hines Ward again. Brandon Marshall is a great blocking wide receiver. But here's verticals. He's showing cover 4. You can do a lot of things to beat cover 4. I like the drag underneath to Shazier. He's fast. If you get somebody fast, good route running, that's perfect there. I just went to Wheaton to show it off, but the drags will beat cover 4 nicely to get you 5-7 yards. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So you could do this out of a lot of different trips formation. Just drag that tight end. That was a pretty big play in 15 too, and it's taken over a lot in 16, especially with the fast heat. You can get basically, you want to send your receivers to places they're sending heat. And again, here's inside zone off the edge with Le'Veon. Just read the defense and take what it can give you. And there's like those things I mentioned earlier to beat man coverage or different zone coverages. There's things you got to run. PA boot. It's just a great play action play to kind of stretch the defense deep if they're coming at you quick. Play action often picks up nanos pretty well. So you got A open there, B on the sidelines. If they lose contain on you, you got some time to run with the quarterback. But PA boots, getting out of the pocket. Roethlisberger's, not the speediest guy. He's 6'6", and a ton of bricks. So basically, I'm just running through these sweet audibles in this formation, and it's really what the formation is powerful for. And the other formation I'll show you a little bit later. But here's it against man, the shot. So we get a little bit of separation, but Roethlisberger can even take off with his low 70s speed and get 12 yards and like high 60s acceleration. So that's what ideally you get a mobile quarterback. I run Team of the Week Stafford, who's got the lower end of the speed spectrum at 79. But other one, McNabb, I think would run well. I don't love his throw power, of course, but somebody with speed and throw power that I'm sure we'll be getting soon. And then if they throw a spy out here on you, and then you just send them, basically just pop it over the top. Wheaton, that's a dangerous throw with a safety there, with a safety with high play rec could pick that off. So try not to make dangerous throws is a good suggestion. Here's the sail route if you see zone, and if he doesn't adjust it to that purple route there, Wheaton's there for a nice 18-yard gain or so. And if you can throw that properly and get the rack, you can get even more if you lead them upwards. Is a good tip. All right, so we're going into trips again. Trips tight end, and what are we going to show off? I don't like bubble screen. I don't like wide receiver screens as much this year, but let's go to bunch weak. This is not one I run much. Deep corner is pretty good. Tight end bunch is okay. Don't love them. They overload zones there, and we'll go through a couple plays with the overloading zone on the Titan bunch. But here is that brown route will beat cover 4. The Wheaton route, this is a sail concept again. Love sail concepts against zones. Shazier against like a nano, they won't be covering the flats. But that's a deep corner, but he doesn't really defeat cover 4 that well there. This is more of a cover 3 beater. But even so, here's the cover 4 beater gets picked, and you'll have to watch that. They will knock on each other, so you don't want that to happen. But hopefully, Brown should be trying to get between these safeties here. There it is, between the safeties into the soft spot of the defense in the cover 4. There's a soft spot in the middle between the safeties and the linebackers here when they're dropping 8, and you'll see a lot of drop 8 coverages moving up the ladder. A lot of heat and a lot of drop 8. But here's that basic, post route over the top to beat deep cover 4. See how Brown's running alone. Basically, you streak that bunch receiver in the middle, and then his post route takes him over the top. Wheaton in the middle there, streak him, and then you should be able to get that post route success. The only thing I don't like out of this gun bunch week is that there isn't a great run play out of it, so you can't really use it as a full-blown scheme here. But let's try this Titan bunch. I guess run this occasionally. These are just some one-off plays. The halfback mid-draw is great. Here's the verticals. If you see it against man coverage like it is, maybe you can even drag route that Bryant on the backside. So the user middle linebacker has to decide between this post route to cover there against verticals or the downside drag. And if you got a speedy guy in the downside drag, he will be open very fast on the backside there. Or when he crosses like the right tackle hash marks. But here's some Titan bunch out routes. Kind of they help defeat man. When you're pressed, it's not as great. So if they go here, cover 2, they press, and this is against zone. See, he defeats that corner route against cover 2 zone. That's a little less of the sail concept, just kind of the out routes being special this year. And there's a lot of things you can manipulate with bunches, but those are some one-offs. Not anything amazing there, so I wouldn't really memorize those plays and run them. I don't really run them very often. They're just something. But this is gun tight flex. I like this formation a lot. The high-low, the running plays, unfortunately, there's no inside zone. If they were inside zone, this would be a key formation for this offense, but it's just basically pass formation. Let's move up. I think I chose special play here. If you'll want to get it within like 2 or 3 yards of the goal line. So basically, this you want to slant Heath Miller there, and once he gets past this hitch route, throw it to Miller, but the hitch route will take it. There you got a goal, because the players all think the ball's going to Miller, so they'll act that way. And it's been pretty successful. I don't run a ton because I love running on the goal line, but there's another one. All right, moving on. Let's go gun tight flex again. This cross is a great play. Basically, you're just going to read. You got a couple of high-low reads. Halfback coming out of the backfield. The drag across the middle is great, especially if you can time it up to get the halfback to block for you against this zone. So if you could have got that block there, that would have been an easy 6 more yards. But, drag routes, as we know in this game, are pretty powerful. But, you know, you kind of want to read the defense. These cross routes are great against man coverage. You could try and fit it there, but that is very dangerous play against cover 4 because that safety could have easily jumped it. Cover 4 against, you know, you want to do drags and other things to kind of just eat them alive up the middle. And again, the unfortunate part about this tight formation is that it doesn't have that inside zone. If it did, I know Worms loves one in Miami that is tight and has the inside zone. But you just kind of make your reads. You got a lot of time here. You can kind of take off if he's only bringing 3 and he's stuffing your reads. All right, so let's move it on, and let's try it against press cover 2 man. So here they are pressing. Heath Miller doesn't really have anybody on him, so he gets like a free release. But the guy switches to the halfback that goes out. So we get a 10 yards there because the middle linebacker and corner switched. So that won't happen every time. So let's go to inside high low with Brown against cover 4. He should beat that pretty easily over the middle, and that's the user takes it away. Then you got kind of the other read. So there he is in the middle. The strong safety kind of plays more to the side because of the tight end in route. So it's a pretty precise route, but you always want to possession catch it. You can even throw it low to help him just slide and catch it and not take a big hit to possession. Hines Ward's another is a great one for there. Say he uses that deep post, you go to the Miller in the middle or the drag underneath. You got a couple options there to beat it. And even if you saw that post, it did beat the cover 4 because the safety bit down on the post route. But here's another play. This is the play action audible. I like to streak a fast tight end here, and then you can see the Y basically get open there down the field if you angle it towards the sideline better instead of up, or you can probably get a better throw there. But yeah, get somebody speedy, somebody not like Heath Miller here, and especially if they base a line every play, Miller will get a free release off the inside. Well, I guess he kind of got caught there, and this I may have screwed up. I may have wanted to streak B instead of the tight end and put him in a fade route, and I think he would have taken both those safeties. So I kind of screwed up in the recording of this. But let's move on to this corner route the tight end runs. It's another sail route concept you'll beat zone with. Shazier, of course, drops it. I subbed him in there for Miller because you love speed on the field. But let's go PA post shot, streak Shazier, and see how this does. Fade Shazier, and he will take both of them because the fade gets into both zones there. So let's see how this works out. The fade does seem to be taking both of those deep defensive backs to allow Y to get underneath to defeat cover 4. So Wheaton crossing the field does pretty well here. Let's make the audible, the PA post shot. Let's fade Shazier again. I think Shazier or Bryant will work on this fade. But let's use Shazier because the crossing routes are pretty awesome. And there we get a rat catch. Wheaton. There's a nice, 30, 40 yards. As we went about it. All right, we'll move on to our next play. I think I'm going to go into a new formation unless I can discover something else in the tight flex. But no, let's move on to the doubles Y flex offset. And actually, let's not. I do not think that's a good one. It's got, angle smash, inside zone. But there's nothing great. Corner strike if you want to. Fork wheel, of course, is great. Those wheel routes and the fork routes. But I do not use that. I like trips on one side to overload zones and force them basically into man coverage. And then you can beat man with drags, slants. That's hitch routes, as I said earlier. But we're going to skip past doubles, Y flex offset, and the other trips there and get right to gun tray Y flex. Kind of like the trips tight end. Love this one with the verticals, inside zone plays because they are so powerful against coverage and are kind of glitched out and cheesy in this year's Madden. So we'll select the defense, cover 4 drop in order to defeat a fully dropped defense. You got the drag out right there. Missed the throw, but that's open. You have to come out and cover 3, make the read on the inside receiver versus the middle receiver. Here's the PA again. Shazier's on a nice little speed out there. He won't be great because he doesn't have great route running. It's a little deeper speed out than a lot of them. So if they play cover 2 to defeat it, and here's cover 2 man. Cover 2, it won't beat cover 2. Cover 2 man, he probably won't beat it because of his route running. But in cover 2 man, there's a few things you can do. As I mentioned, the hitches for the 5th or 6th time. And here I'm just going to show it off again. See how he doesn't get bumped there? and then brown comes across the middle. But this next play will run against cover 4, and you can see another adjustment you can make to try and defeat this formation. You outroute X, your fire receiver, and then you put him into a smart route to get to the flag, and he will pick that up. It can be picked. I had it picked on live stream when I did that, so maybe just an out route. You don't even have to smart route it to get into a zone, but there are many things you can do. Here is out routing the middle receiver with Shazier behind him, and that seems like a good play, so you can out route the middle one too. All right, moving on. This formation has inside zone, read option, halfback screen, levels, sail. All good plays there that you can run occasionally, then audible out of them. You can even audible formations to other things. You can switch the side. You run two. You run each of these plays. Give the defense 2 different looks with the same formation. Cover 4 drop. Here's a level sail. Basically, it's a brown route across the middle. You're just basically looking to overload the middle of the field. Make their user choose something. Try not to get baited into a pick, but the middle of the field is a very dangerous place to be. So you can streak brown. You can do a lot of things here. Y was open. Just basically make the read on this one. Not a play I run a ton, but it is something you want to confuse the user with. In this formation, I probably switch to an inside zone here and run off the edge, hold the blocks, get a few yards. But yeah, basically if the user's always bailing out towards the corner route, run the in routes, and you can go into where his vacated zone is. So out of this, we see each one. We can switch formations, like I said earlier. Run the inside zone the other way, and then look to out. This is outside zone, PAY receiver in. If we see cover 4, switch to something like this. Then you got Shazier running that glitchy route that we know. 4 verticals. A lot of similar looks that have slight variations on them that you can pick apart a defense with. You'll see a lot of people run a similar. I think the problem runs this with the verticals inside zone. I may have mentioned that. Not really sure now. Tray open. Nothing amazing here except for this trail shake. It doesn't really offer anything else over the gun tray Y flex. It still has, that screen, verticals, inside zone type stuff. So that's always nice. The read option if you got a fast quarterback. But that trail shake's definitely something you want to add into your short yardage vocabulary. Madden vocabulary now. Arsenal. And just make the reads. See the drags open, the trail routes open, then underneath 5 yards. He'll probably, if he knows it's short yardage, he'll probably sneak underneath and just choose the one. He's probably going to beg off the drag soon, so just throw it. Maybe you'll get a block there from the other receiver. You never know. But this formation, you can also audible outside zone, 4 verticals, PAY receiver in. Like I said, outside zone, you can still cut it inside. It's not as, I don't think it's as flexible, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't run the outside zone a whole lot. But that's it for the guide. This is a pretty cheesy offense. You'll see a lot online. You won't get any friends running it, but you're here to win. Let me know if there's anything I missed, any other cool plays you guys know out of these formations. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I'll see you tomorrow.